many roads must a man walk down?
Israeli software industry is straining. It looks good when you take a step back from the outside, but there are things from the inside that those of us who've been in the business for a long time and are following it from the inside are starting to feel concerned about. There's a certain approach that's been used here that I would call it the kind of the Mercury, Checkpoint, Amdocs, you large investments over time, enterprise sales. You start with an innovative product, you hire a whole bunch of sales guys in the US, you raise a lot of money and you start selling your products door to door. Software in the world today is done a little different.
Open source and speed of development and agile development is all becoming more and more important because time to market's more important. And Israeli technologists are brought up on military technology, which has been wonderful for 30 years. I'm worried about the next 20 years, and maybe the last 5. Technology is running faster in the consumer land and in small enterprises than it is at the big enterprises. And what you've seen over the last 10 years, companies like Google and YouTube and Facebook, and even companies, none of them are building on Microsoft technologies. There's a reason for that. There's a correlation. I don't know if it's causal, to use a Freakonomics term, but it's correlated that the really great entrepreneurs, the really great engineers want to work in open source. They want to create things in open source. Brad Garlinghouse, who was an executive at Yahoo, wrote a piece about what was wrong with Yahoo. He held the mirror up to Yahoo, called the Peanut Butter Manifesto. And the reason he called it the Peanut Butter Manifesto is, they were spread too thin. People were kind of spreading out decision-making, not making tough decisions. And I think that title inspired me to make my piece called the Hummus Manifesto because, we're all used to kind of scooping up and spreading hummus on a plate, and we need some more harif, we need some more hot sauce here so we can make some pivots.
Today, because of open source, companies can actually be much, much smaller and can operate much, much leaner and be much, much more effective. So we want to house and nurture these companies and to create this place where all of these companies will actually be spawned. From here, the next companies will grow, and here, this is where we will nurture them. We'll give them the connections, we'll connect them to the VCs, we'll make these companies fundable and really drive change.
The internet field is a field that's really, really easy to grow a startup in. What Today's Job does, it solves a problem in which employers are stuck in the last minute without workers. You're in a situation in which you can't operate without the worker, and you can't find someone right now. So what Today's Job does, it sends out text messages to suitable, available candidates, and if the job suits them, they confirm. And as an employer, you will get within 10.5 minutes on average the worker's phone number, and you'll be able to call him and continue the process. Looking back and saying, okay, you have another option, you're starting from the beginning, you didn't win the competition, you don't know anybody in the startup field, I would have chosen, and I would have heard about Cantina, I would have chosen that for sure, because I know that if I go to a space like that, I get advice, I get connections, I get some kind of funding. That's really what a startup in the early stage is looking for.
Trying to create a center which will be the anchor for open source activity in Israel. The focal point, whenever somebody has a question about open source, is interested in open source technology, they'll come to the Cantina. But they'll come to a physical place. People need the physical factor. They come to a place, they can consult with somebody that was successful with similar problem, and they can come to one place and learn more about open source. Instead of building something and there's, okay, I'm going to create this database I'm going to do to tailor this service or that service, it's much more of integration. You take different building parts and you can use them, and you have freedom. You have freedom in two aspects. There's never a limit. You can always solve the challenge that you're working on. Because it's never that okay, this technology can only do this. No, you can change the technology. You can open it up, you can fix it if it's wrong, and it's very, very empowering.
Cantina will invest in companies as a seed investor that with the assistance, the services around that of individuals who can help the entrepreneurs build their company in that direction.
If we can put together software engineers, you don't need hardware, into one place where they can pound on each other and pound on the keyboard and let their minds go a little wild, and you got a beautiful view outside of the ocean, you know, that'll inspire a lot of creativity and will push the envelope for our industry. They'll force our whole industry of software engineers and technologists to push the envelope and get more creative.